All right, boys and girls. Once again, we are now live with another episode of the Geeks Forever podcast. That is right. I am your host with the most, the man with the man with a plan, the Ayatollah of rock and roller, the EST King Mexico, also known as Jesse Goku. And joining me is the one, the only. He runs the skinny. He's a voice actor. He's spinning around the dash zone. The Texas gaming hedgehog himself, Keyblade Sonic.
Happy Monday, y'all.
Yeah,
Happy May. It's gonna be May.
it's gonna be May. And joining us is my boy. They go to the cons all the time. They're always around and about, keeping it sober. And not just in when is it? Was it November? No sober November or something like that? When is the month where they tell everybody to stay sober and like not do stupid shit?
That would be No Nut November. That's you. I think you're confusing something.
Probably October.
Yeah,
it's probably October.
They are sober, and not just in October. My
There
boy
we go.
DJ, who's actually here to talk about what happened about our main subject line. Yeah. So we are starting late. I do apologize to everybody that's watching this after the fact. I had fallen asleep and my phone died, so my alarm never went off. So I was scrambling to get what I could when I could.
Yeah,
however I
no
could.
worries. It's all good.
It is all good because I'm a grown ass adult that has to work, and I was tired as shit. Tired as shit.
Man, I get you.
Yeah, no, it's been one of those weekends to, especially with this coming weekend. You have Cinco de Mayo, and then you have
J-Fest.
you have Japanese festival. But I was gonna say actually it's free comic book day.
That too on Saturday.
That's right. And then you have some Star Wars crap. I don't know. So today's podcast is brought to you by Comic Palooza. That is right, Comic Palooza at the George R. Brown Convention Center. This May 26th through the 28th, you can get your badges right now for the event for Comic Palooza. They're going to have guests such as Mick Foley and former WWE legend Mick Foley, who's also a former world champion, and former WWE Women's and Divas champion Lita will also be there. They also have Sonny Strait, who's also a anime voice actor, and they have many other actors such as from The Boys, such as Homelander himself. They also have one of the guys I'm actually looking forward to is the guy that plays Namor in Wakanda Forever, and he's also in the Forever Purge as as one of the main characters. So I'm really looking for that. I actually might get an autograph because I love the Forever Purge. I loved Wakanda Forever. And I just really like that guy's work. I think he's really great.
Mhm.
And I love The Boys. I can't wait to get an autograph from The Boys. But yeah, that's right. Comic Palooza. It's this month actually, 25 days away from this point, or depending on when you're listening to this.
It's getting closer than you think.
I actually need to book my hotel, otherwise I'm going to be sleeping on the sidewalk again. All right. Well, thank you for joining us. Do we have anything?
For the skinny, it's probably gonna be quick because obviously we want to cut to the chase with the subject today.
Mm-hmm. Because this weekend was
a lot.
A lot happened this weekend.
Yeah, a lot has happened.
All right, yeah. So let's cut through the skinny.
Okay, so we're still doing the skinny, right?
Yeah, we just a
quickly.
quick,
okay,
real quick.
All right. Like we said earlier, this weekend is Free Comic Book Day, and also the Houston Japanese Festival happening this weekend, Saturday and Sunday at Herman Park. It gets packed, so I recommend carpooling or like get a ride share like an Uber or Lyft or take the metro, all that stuff. Quite fitting with Star Wars. Goku was talking about Star Wars earlier because this Thursday is May the 4th, so unofficially Star Wars Day. So may the 4th be with you. And also quite fitting because Carrie Fisher, the late great Carrie Fisher, who played Princess Leia, will receive her star on the Walk of Fame on Thursday. So that's actually kind of cool, quite fitting. Mm-hmm. And all right, this week's box office, really quick. A little cool thing too, because the Mario movie actually crossed the $1 billion mark worldwide.
Oh wow, that's.
And for the fourth time in a row, it is number one in the box office. So the top five this week domestically, this past weekend: John Wick Chapter 4, $4.9 million. Star Wars Episode 6: Return of the Jedi. It got re-released. It made $5.1 million. Number 3, Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret, makes his debut at number 3 with $6.7 million. Number 2, Evil Dead Rise with 12.1 million, and the Super Mario Brothers movie, number 1 once again for the 4th week in a row with $40.8 million.
Damn.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it's
think I think this coming weekend is going to be its toughest challenge because Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 comes out. So
I think it's over
I think
for
the
the
streak's
Mario.
the streak's
Yeah.
likely going to be over. So that
Just
is the skinny for May 1st, 2023.
all right. Before we begin with our subject, just want to give a shout out to Hey Bro Video Games who are doing an auction. I don't know, for those of you that didn't hear, there was a fire at Traders Village.
Yeah, this past weekend.
Yes,
Yesterday actually.
yeah, it was yesterday. It was yesterday. There was a
Mhm.
big, massive fire. Several businesses, their inventory was burnt down. A lot of people lost a lot of stuff. Like, you gotta understand that sometimes, like, no, like, this is the livelihood of some of these people, and they just
Yeah.
probably lost everything. So they're doing what they can to help donate. Go ahead and give them go ahead and check out their stuff. Normally I don't do like stuff like endorsements.
Mhm. But
Like
this is what
but it's for charity.
yeah, this for that reason, obviously it's awful because I've been we were just at Trader Visual 2 weeks ago, and some of these people, that's their likelihood, like you said, some of their inventory, and actually one of the fires was like near a shop that I go to a lot, and they had a lot of inventory, so I don't know if if they got a lot of damage or anything like that, but it's awful. It's an awful thing that happened at Trader Village.
Yeah, it's our our thoughts and prayers go out to the people. I hope that everyone's safe. I hope no one got hurt. It was awful based on what I could see. Based on what I could tell, it was just bad. It was not really a great weekend as far as like things and stuff happening. But I don't know. I didn't hear about anyone getting hurt, so that I'm very grateful for that.
I
Mhm.
But
think
just
I
give them
heard
a check out. Go ahead.
I think I heard something about like 2 people being hospitalized for smoke inhalation or something like that.
Right, for the
Inhaled
smoke.
smoke.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that
Yeah.
too. So that's, I mean,
Uh,
thankfully it's just smoke inhalation, but thankfully nothing else too
Yeah,
serious.
nothing
But
too
still,
serious. Mhm.
it's an awful thing, at the end of the day.
right. And then we do have a few announcements. I guess they can wait. This is not that kind of episode, so we'll just wait on that. All right, guys. So let's go ahead and talk about what happened this past weekend. So for those of you that are not aware, that have been living under a rock, or you just don't care, I guess
Or
I
if you
should have
did,
added the wave your hands and you just don't care.
or if you
Uh,
didn't know about it.
yeah, not everyone knew about it, like,
Mhm.
because it just happened. So for those of you like once, so We've Stop had an event this past weekend. I was actually very aware of it,
Mhm.
and I had intended on going. So um, there was apparently a shooting across the street, and we are looking up all the details as we speak. But apparently there was a shooting, and somebody was killed at right across the street with a stone's throw away, a stone's throw away from the actual venue of where We've Stop was.
Mhm.
So not all the details were released at the time when we were investigating. So as of right now, let me just get this out of the way. As of right now, there has been no official statement given to me by the We've Stop, the group that runs the individuals, the business, whatever the case may be.
Mhm.
They have not released a statement, at least to me. I'm trying to see if they have released a statement between, because I work today, guys. I didn't have time to look the stuff up. Officially, I did reach out to them for a comment. No statement was released as of this writing. I guess as of this podcast, there is no official statement from the Weep Stop. Some people feel that it's in bad taste that there has been no statement from them as
Yeah.
of right now.
And actually, I wanted to add to that. There's some people I talked to yesterday who were there, and they were bringing up how they haven't released a statement because it just looks a lot, and there's a lot of mixed messages out there. People were saying, "Oh, it took place at the actual store," and or at the actual. I'm like, okay, that they really got to say something about this.
Yeah.
So this is what I want to, and we'll give our thoughts, and then DJ was at the event, so DJ's gonna actually help, share with us what happened, their experience. So this is according to this was okay. This is old. This is from what? Okay, this is not okay. So you okay? So never mind. We'll just go ahead and move on to Let me see if I can find the article because the one that was shared on our Discord. Now that I look at it, this was published a long. This was looks like this might have been published. Yeah, it was published last year. So this is
Yeah. So even I was so it's actually in a. So if people don't know, the area was actually at. It's like over in the Richmond Avenue area,
Yeah.
like 59 in Richmond Avenue. And this is actually the second time that the Weep Stop did an event at this venue. Like the first one was in October, right? If I
Third
remember correct.
time. It's the
Third
third
time,
time.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
Because I did go to the one in October, and it was like I didn't hear any issue. There was like no issues that we know of or anything like that, and it was just kind of shocked me that the third time,
Mhm. Let me see. I'm trying to see if there's any news articles. There's really nothing on here. Uh, yeah, there's probably nothing on there. So it's kind of hard to say as I look into it. So DJ, you were there.
Yep.
You were there. Were you? So tell us about that. Where were you when it happened?
So, I was actually in line, right? And
Mm-hmm.
I think I kind of witnessed the build up to the situation itself because they were setting up for the rave and they were a little late, right? So I had to go to the bathroom and they were like, oh, the rave setup's kind of delayed. It's going to take us another 30 minutes. So I was like, fuck it. I'm going to go to like a store or something, like the corner store, to go to the bathroom. And then I walk to the corner store. I go in, use the restroom, and then I go out. And I hear, can I say like the N word? Well, I heard this black dude in a white t-shirt saying, I'm tired of these bitch ass talking shit about me. And, in my mind, I'm thinking, some shit's about to go down, right? But it's not my business to intervene because I'm not trying to get harmed in any way, right? So I walk back to the venue, I get into the line, and here's where the story gets kind of blurred because some people say there was a drive-by shooting, and some people say they've seen the person shoot the gun outside.
Yeah.
We heard maybe 4 to 5 shots from across the street, and the first 2 shots, everybody just scattered. Like everybody was running.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think I started to run too because I'm not trying to get hurt or anything, right? And there was people trying to go inside the venue, and then there was people trying to go and drive off. It was out of everywhere. It was everywhere. It was out of nowhere. But the main issue I had is how Weeb Stop kind of handled it, right? So first they were like, calm down, everybody, calm down. Calm down. Somebody just shot a gun like across the street from us. The fuck you mean calm down? And then they started letting people inside the venue, right? And you would think that, okay, there's a risk, there's people freaking out. We probably should protect our guest. They only let people who had like the 21 plus wristbands go in first. After that, like 2-3 minutes after that happened, right?
Wait, go back. Okay, so this is what we had heard. We had heard that as soon as the shooting took place, they started letting people in, sheltering them.
Yes.
And then I started hearing reports that that wasn't necessarily 100% the case. Actually, what they were doing is they were rush checking badges to let people in, but they were still checking badges or event tickets or whatever the case, whatever the shit was.
Yeah.
And now you're telling me like, oh, okay, it had to be like age, certain age. Oh, all right, man, 21, 21. You want to be safe, 21, 21. Oh, 18, you're fucked. Stay outside.
Yeah. So they only let people who had the 21 plus wristbands. They didn't just let anybody in. So we had to wait. Mind you, people are freaking out. People are shitting their pants.
Mm.
You know, we're concerned. And they only let people who had that wristband go in first. I had to kind of force myself in there. I was like, you need to check my ID. I'm not gonna be out here.
Mm-hmm.
So they finally checked my ID, and people started slowly going in. And mind you, usually at these events, it gets very packed very fast, right? It
Right.
wasn't
Yeah.
as
Yeah. It makes sense.
it wasn't packed anymore. It was like maybe halfway. It was halfway when everybody finally got into the venue.
Mm-hmm.
And then another major issue I had with them handling the situation is that um during the daytime, they were scanning people with like a metal scanner, right? And they were being very strict about it. But they didn't do the same when the shooting happened, when it was very necessary, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's what if a crazy person went in and started shooting people, or somebody with major a beef with some other cosplay. I don't know who would bring a gun like that into a thing over a convention, but like, what if somebody did that? I i honestly felt unsafe, and I felt paranoid because they wasn't doing any of the safety measures that they were doing in the afternoon.
So, do you know the name of the location? Did it have like a name or?
Yes, it was called the 9 p.m. music venue.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I think I found it. So
Yep. 9 p.m. music
the
venue.
the Avea Center, something like that. I know it's right here on Richmond. Let me see.
It's right
Yeah.
by like a poker club or something like that.
Yeah. That's where it was.
Yeah. So there is a. I think. Damn it, Eric, doing that shit while I'm on the stream. Uh, Los Perros, fast food. Mi Pueblito, Colombian food, flying dollars, Indian food, and Cruz, no, Cruz Calan, South Dorian. There's a food market right across the street. Okay, so, all right, so I see the location. So, right across the street is the OC food market and the Legends poker room. So, this location, I've actually found articles where people have been shot. They tried to rob somebody. So, they tried to rob somebody there. The defendant shot the assailtant
Mm-hmm.
and they killed the person. So, like, this place already has several articles released about this location saying that there's been shootings, muggings, robbings. Uh, Also, this location, 101 Poker Richmond. Okay, here it is. The 9 p.m. music venue. It only has 14 reviews though. Uh, Besides that, good venue, good vibes, and good people. Okay, drinks aren't too overpriced. So it looks good on picture, but I'm just looking at the surrounding area. Like anytime you see a place like this, because first off, like poker, you can tell that's gambling. That's never a good sign because that is illegal. That is a ground. That is an attract. It's like a blue light for. Oh shit! They have a 24-hour washateria. I'm just looking at the map right now to see what I can tell based on because I'm not very familiar with the area, so I've heard that like the area is probably like very crime ridden, that it's an attraction for for the bad for just kind of all kinds of bad people. So there have been reports about people getting shot in front of this in Legends poker room, which looking at it, it has yeah, so it's definitely it looks like a place where people go to gamble. It's got a smells restroom smells like backed up sewage. That's what literally one of the reviews say. Um, so I mean, it's kind of weird because there aren't a lot of details. We can only go based off of. Oh, here it
Yeah.
is. Shooting in January of 2022. Guy comes in through back door. Oh.
Bless you. Bless you.
Thank you.
Bless you.
Shooting in January 2022. Guy comes through back door in a bulletproof vest with an AR-15 in the air. Shooter is yelling. Everyone hits the floor, turning over chairs, grabbing chips off the table. Strangers holding hands. Strangers are holding hands, and the dealer is crying after the machine gun lit off a dozen rounds. When I got off the floor, I was surprised to see people cashing out because I guess they had just a grammar misspelling error. There was so many chips stolen. The dealer at the table next to me told me he was reconciling missing $30,000 was missing. Within 5 minutes, managers directly cashing out at the high rollers table for tens of thousands. Looked like this was the table the shooter was interested in. Bullet holes in the wall, glass trophy case shattered. They never even closed the place. Police took the shooter and held people for disposition for a few hours. I called at noon the next morning, and the lady said they were open 24 hours a day.
So basically, despite a shooting, they were still open.
Yes.
It's a pretty rough area down there. It's
Right. So here's another one. I visited a few days ago. Most unique atmosphere. Got cussed out, shoved, and insulted in the first 20 minutes. About 5 homeless people in the parking lot lurking around cars. Lots of gangsters looking in cars and following people. I got a fantastic food poisoning from here, so that's a plus. Also, I just happened to be one of the lucky ones that was present when there was a full-on drive-by. A bullet barely missed me, and I got trampled. Then they let anyone cash out that day. And this was okay. So this was around. This might be around the same. This might be for the same shooting, but it doesn't sound like it is. Owners are rude, cussed out an employee right in front of me, and cussed her out even more for defending herself. And the real cherry on the top, I paid $20 for parking after getting cussed out and shot at. It's safe to say I won't be visiting again. This place is something else. There's a couple good reviews. Um, Obviously they're not gonna rob this place like every day, but it seems like some people. The first and only time I was there, a bullet came through and I had to dive down to the floor, and they wouldn't let me cash out, forcing people to come back another day. The area was sketchy. As soon as I pulled up to the plaza parking lot, I saw like 10 gangster looking kids hanging out on the other side of the plaza. I felt very unsafe and never going back. Illegal business done here, money laundering front. They are being investigated by HPD, FBI currently. This was 3 months ago that one was posted. I think that says. I think that says more about the situation than we thought. So obviously, okay, and like, okay, well, this is that poker area, Jesse. What does that have to do with Weave Stop, right?
Well,
Well, no, listen here.
mm,
Let me just share my handy dandy notebook. So here is where
I can
Weave
get my
Stop
charger.
was, right around this area.
yeah, it's literally that pretty much that same shopping center.
Right. So it's somewhere around here. Safe to say, right? Does
Mhm.
this look familiar, DJ?
He said he'll be back.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Yeah, but yeah, I recognize that area. That is definitely That's Richmond, all right.
Okay, you're back. So does this? Yeah. So Keyblade Sonic says this looks familiar. This is definitely the Richmond area. Can you confirm this also kind of looks familiar? Any of these businesses, these names?
Yeah, that setup is very familiar. Like I said, the nightclub was right by the poker place, and then the food market was right across the street. Because I actually went into that food market earlier to grab myself something to drink.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So and then there's a Chevron up there by like a Popeyes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the area.
And there's also a Pizza Hut like
yeah, Pizza Hut right beside the nightclub. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Pizza Hut's Popeyes is temporarily closed. They must have shot up, stole $30,000, and stole a bucket of chicken at the same time. Yeah, holy crap! 3.8, 4, 4, 3.8. There's just a random ATM right here. This is like by itself.
You can already tell.
Oh, when Pizza Hut has a shittier rating than the place that gets shot up more frequently. So so the banquet hall I'm going to assume is where they had the venue. Where they
The
had
banquet hall?
Yeah, well, it's like a banquet hall, like like a big. It's pretty much like where they had the dance. Yeah,
that's where they had the banquet hall was where they had the 9 p.m. nightclub or whatever it's called.
Yeah. So it's safe to say this looks familiar. This is definitely where they had it. So this right here. Oh, you can't see my mouse, can you? No, you can only see the screen. So we're Legends Poker Room.
Oh, I see it a bit briefly.
I see it now.
Yeah, it's right there, Legends Poker Room.
This is where a lot of crime happens, based on the reviews that I can gather, based on some actual Houston Chronicle articles that I have found. There have been several shootings in this location.
Mm-hmm.
Why, in God's name, would you pick this area for a venue?
Well, I heard some things from some people that I'm gonna say allegedly. I'm gonna say allegedly because I'm not trying to get in trouble. Allegedly, the owner of WEEB Stop knows the owner of that nightclub, which probably gets him
benefit, perks, and all that. Yeah.
Yeah, it probably gets him that place for a lot cheaper than what it costs to rent it out.
Okay, that could be the case. So, keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all ages. Actually, this is a mature podcast, so you got to be 18, 17 actually, but whatever. Everyone is innocent until proven guilty. Look, I used to work for an easy pawn. Okay, there's an easy pawn right here. You have a pawn shop. I'm pretty sure there's a liquor store somewhere around here. They don't even have a dollar store. Dollar Tree. They got King Dollar. Best Auto Professional USA. No, that's not. Where's the okay? Look, here's the liquor store. I'll call it.
Yeah.
The liquor store's right here. Oh, and it's drive-through. So that might just be a convenience store.
No, it's a drive-through store. We passed by it a couple times.
So it's safe to say, look, I don't give a shit. You are responsible when you have an event like this of this magnitude. You know you're going to make money. Why? Because there's a lot of weebs that want to go out there and have fun and party and do all kinds of shit at an actual weeb event. Like I know a lot of weebs. I don't go to clubs. I don't go to bars. I don't like that shit. Guess what the Weeb Stop event was? It was literally just that.
There you are.
For Geeks.
Well, because like the way they do it inside, it was just like they have like vendors, and they have like a spot where like you get to meet some of the guests that they bring in, and then they have like the DJ booth set up. So it's pretty much like a small little con, basically.
I personally think the venue that they had was way too small for everything to be put in.
Mm-hmm.
Because it got very crowded very fast, especially later in the day. like the V1 tech table, I think took most of the space, and that's where it got crowded at.
Mm-hmm.
It, I mean, it was a decent event, but like, I think for $40, I would expect something a lot better.
Yeah, like you would. Yeah, even I thought the price was kind of like a bit too much for what they would offer. You know what I mean? Even past events too. I just thought, I don't know, was this really worth $40?
I
Like
mean,
30 or 25 would, sure, but I don't know.
Wait,
25 was the price for last year. I don't know what made them change the price up.
wait. I was trying to look up something. How much is it? How much was it to get in?
$40 for the day event and the after party.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's a
you have
combo.
got to be shitting me.
For a small con, a small 3-day con price, I paid for a 1-day event.
Mhm.
So I don't know if you're aware, but this is 59. Here is Sharpstown.
Mhm.
This is not exactly like the best area. Here's Beach Nut. Here's Gessner. Let me see.
Oh yes, the famous beach nut.
Right. Is it
If
Beach? Yeah, it's Beach Nut. So
yeah,
look how far away. Like here, the venue's up here. This is West Park. This is not exactly like the best area. Like Beach Nut is famous for being like the cesspool of Houston. Or is it It's Beach Nut or Bissonnette? It's one of the two.
I think it's Bissonnette.
Yeah, I think it's Bissonnette too.
Mhm.
But like, look, Sharpstown is not exactly great either. So like, it just doesn't make any sense because you're trying to make a fucking buck. You're trying to make a quick buck by charging everyone, and they charge everyone a shit ton of money at a venue that probably cost them like $500 to book.
And what the craziest part is, they know they have that type of money to get a better venue.
It's just they just want to save up.
What's up,
They,
Jose?
I mean, they go to conventions all around the U.S.
Hmm.
They have sponsors up the ass.
Like Senpai Squad and all that.
I think Senpai Squad or Express Skins are the people who own Weeb Stop.
Wait, stop.
And then
But they do go to like different like cons and stuff. Like
yes, and
they were in.
I think Express Skins just recently ran a convention in Vegas.
Yeah, they were at.
So
Yeah, exactly.
so mind you, they're based in Houston. You would think that the city that kind of brought them the image that they have, maybe do you think they would treat their people a lot better?
Hmm.
This is some okay. I'm about to start ranting. This is some bullshit. Based on what I can tell, what I can see, what I can find, this is some horse shit. I cannot understand for the life of me. Okay, so we assumed they haven't released a statement. Why? Because okay, this is our words. These are the words of the general public. Some of our fans, some of our followers, some of the people that contribute to the Geeks Five Ever, train that of knowledge that we have. So they officially, I've contacted them. They have not released a statement. I've gone through their stupid Facebook page, and I don't care if they see this and they think that I'm an asshole, and they're like, oh well, you're never gonna come to our fucking events. At this point, I don't give a shit. You had a fucking event at a poor piss ass location where across the street they got more fucking drive-bys and gun shootings and robbing and stealing and dealing like it's fucking Grand Theft Auto San Andreas in this motherfucker. Like people getting shot, people getting stabbed, people getting robbed for $5 in a subway coupon. At this point, you got literal people, shady looking people, not trying to be judgmental, not trying to be like saying a race thing. We're not trying to be judgmental, but looks, the first impression is always the lasting impression. Whenever you drive to an area and you see people that look like they trying to sell you so that blue magic from American Gangster or that blue sky from Breaking Bad, then you probably have some issues. Especially nothing against homeless people. I actually do charities and stuff like that, but if you have homeless people that look like they're going through vehicles trying to steal some shit, And this is like, okay, well, this is not at the actual venue. This is like, sir, this is like 50 feet away. I'm sorry, but if somebody fires a gun across the street, it's gonna hit everything around it. You're not that far away. Like somebody's vehicle was hit. Like there are reports that one of the attendees of the event, their vehicle got hit while they were sitting in the vehicle.
Yeah, it was like 8 shots that were fired reportedly.
Mm-hmm. So we thought somebody had gotten killed based on the report that we got, but unfortunately, the report is it's a different shooting. So could somebody have been killed? Possibly. That could possibly be the case. That could very much have happened. We don't know. We don't have the full story. The story that was shared with us is actually out of date, but apparently there are several stories coming from the
Social media
Legends
and all that
Poker
stuff.
Room. Yeah, just from actual credible news outlets like the Houston Chronicle about
Of
this
the
place being a shit stain.
Mhm.
And I think that says more about the fucking event, like the event, than it does about like the location has always been bad.
Mhm.
Like we try not to get political in this channel. That's something that we try to avoid. But there is a fucking we do have problems in this country. There's obviously a gun problem. There's obviously a shooting problem. There's a problem when they're teaching children at the schools. In case of shooter, duck under your table. I remember we used to learn how to duck under our tables for hurricanes, tornadoes, earthquakes, whatever. Now it's like, okay, in case of shooter, grab this blanket that's made out of Kevlar and protect yourself. We have an issue. We have a really bad issue. They even have there's a photo with that they have armed guards there. They're legitimately gambling. I'm sorry, but last time I checked, gambling was illegal in the state of Texas. Did I miss something?
Yeah. I mean, for now it is, but they're looking to they're trying to make it illegal, I guess.
Beware and look, one of the reviews for this place is shady as shady comes. Beware and carry here. If you want to go out to this place and have a good time, you better be strapped. You better be packing some heat. That's essentially what this review is saying. Good low rate hourly fee, beer sold, no liquor. Okay, let's give it a shitty. Okay, overall, the quality. Okay, everyone's bitching about the quality of food. And I understand this is not the Weed Stop venue. This is a different venue, but this is in that vicinity. This is that same shopping center. This is in that general area. People, this is a 2-minute walk. Maybe not even. Depends on how slow you walk. This is this is bad. This is horrible. This is bullshit. Like now that I can kind of see. How do you not? Okay, let's say they don't have a connection. Maybe let's just say that they chose this place because it's just cheap. Do you think it's the event's fault for neglect, for not researching the area, the venue?
I would personally think so, because you're planning something out, and if your priority is to satisfy the people who are coming, you probably should find a venue that you know that your attendees will be safe. If you want to cheap out, so be it. But I think this is gonna, if they don't say anything soon, this is gonna change. This is gonna make their image look. They've already had racism allegations, right?
Whoa, what?
They've had racism allegations, right?
Share? No, no. Okay, hold on. What? When? Where? And why?
I think in October, something about them not appreciating black cosplayers. I wouldn't.
I
I
think I've
mean,
heard. Yeah, I think I've heard
yeah,
this story before.
No,
Like people are.
they pulled this in Japan.
That's essentially the best way to compare it.
I mean, it sucks and it's horrible, and I really do like saying Japan, but that's what it sounds like.
like, like, like I said, they had radiations, right? That's already kind of when they got hit with that, they started inviting more black cosplayers to their events, and I noticed that.
Damage control.
Yeah, it was damage control. I mean, like I said, if they want to ban me for saying this, what fucking ever. I don't give a shit. But I'm saying is that there has to be something going on. If you get slammed with racism allegations and then you suddenly start inviting black cosplayers, I'm gonna think you never really gave a shit in the first place. You just want to look good.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't know any of this. I haven't been to a Weep Stop event. I thought that Weep Stop was associated with animematsuri, so I didn't really care about them. Then I found out they're not the same thing, and it kind of sounds like now, like as much as I shit on animematsuri for because they make some of the dumbass decisions that you can ever think of. Like John is pretty much, I know for you wrestling fans out there, he's kind of like Tony Khan, except without the snow.
Well, more like Vince McMahon.
Yeah,
Lately.
both. If both decided to just team up and make dumbass decisions. I mean, Matsuri is known for doing some stupid shit. Like, there's no hands down, they've done some stupid crap. But this is either close to their level or it's past it, because at this point they have had they have had it at the same location you said, Sonic, like several times. Like,
yeah, actually, there's someone on someone made a post about the Weeb Stop shooting thing on Facebook. I'm actually reading one of the comments here.
Can you send me that link real quick?
Okay, well, it's actually from like someone's well, it's public, but at the same time, it's like
I'm not going to share I'm just going to read.
I was going to read it out anyway.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. So this person says they were telling what happened. They were there. There was I was in front of the line, so I didn't see anything. Just heard a bunch of gunfire and people running. I heard from some girls that were in the back that someone did get shot though. Hell is scary. It was at 9 p.m. So, and then they asked, "Oh, was there another anime convention in town? Where was it?" And this person explains, "It was at 9 p.m. They've had 2 here before and had no issues. People were saying that area is getting worse lately, though. It was people from one of the stores next to the venue that started all the issues through what I've heard. During the convention part of the day, they were dragging people out of cars and jumping them and throwing stuff at cars in front of their storefront." So yeah, so it adds further evidence about
they were dragging people out.
Yeah, they were robbing them.
Oh, I got lucky then because I like I said, I crossed the street there twice. I'm lucky I didn't get mugged.
Right. Yeah, you are. It's definitely safe to say that you were very fortunate for that nothing bad happened to you. No, there's no way. I know somebody's gonna get upset for the way I worded it, but there's no real good way to word it. Like, dude, you're it's a blessing that you didn't get hurt. Like, honestly, you're like, on a personal note, you are my friend. We do hang out at the cons. I mean, we've done the roast battles where we roasted each other, but you're still my friend at the end of the day. We hang out.
Mm-hmm.
We have, you've been to my room, you've been to a couple of my parties. You're one of my friends, dude. I actually care about you. And so the fact that, you walk there in this fucking bullshit ass area, like, don't get me wrong, dude. I've been in shitty areas where I've walked to corner stores, I've walked to stores. I know full fucking well that it's like the Boondocks in this motherfucker. Like, seriously, we just had a moment. We had one of those moments. If you haven't seen the Boondocks,
it was a moment over there.
If you haven't seen the Boondocks, go watch the Boondocks. Culture yourself.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know. The Boondocks is literally, so it kind of pisses me off because I literally sent them an email thanking them for sheltering other cosplayers, other geeks, other weebs. And now that I'm hearing these reports, it pisses me the fuck off. That, oh, you want shelter? $40. Are you shitting me? $40? I'll just take
I mean, well, to be fair, when that happened, they people ran inside, obviously, but then once it all cleared up, they basically sent people back out there.
I would have just sent everybody home for the night. Look, this place sucks. Go home. Because 9 o'clock, that's not even when some of the worst shit happens. What time did the event end?
Like at 2 a.m.
At 2 a.m.
That
I
is
left.
the fucking worst time to be out in the streets, especially in an area like that.
I left after like 30 minutes. It was just not the right place and time.
And you know what pisses me off? Sorry, DJ, I didn't mean to come.
Go
You
ahead.
left after 30 minutes. There were people that stayed until probably 2. You know what pisses me off is that a lot of these people were there. They were there for that, and they're shoving this shit on there. Like they're gonna pretend that nothing happened because
Basically
this is an
downplayed and all that.
anime event.
Mhm.
It's one of the few anime events we have in Houston.
Sound familiar?
Sounds like the bullshit that we go through with animematsuri. We have people that are so fucking delusional, they're afraid to admit that there's a fucking problem just because there's an event that they love and they don't want to see it go away. And there are so many people that follow people blindly. Like people will make up there's a certain situation with another con that's going on and we are trying to research it, we're trying to look into it, we're trying to get because we can't just go in there blindsided. We can't go in there blind choosing one side and not hearing the others because that's
Yeah.
grounds for a fucking lawsuit. What if this person's lying? What if it's slander? What if they're just trying to make the convention look good because they work for another con?
hmm
We have to
Yeah.
look at all the evidence. Okay, and then I have people messaging me like, "Well, you shouldn't be going to this event anymore because they're pieces of shit and they're assholes. Like, do you have any proof of the claims? Oh, is this proof enough?" And they sent me like their Instagram stories. I'm like, "This is a he said, she said, dude. I need actual receipts." And here's the thing, though, man. This is starting to show. There is evidence that this area is bad. There's Houston Press articles, there's Houston Chronicle articles. There are actual credible news outlet articles saying that there have been several shootings in this area, several muggings,
Mhm.
gang violence.
And let me just add to that too. Like I understand, this is their third. Like they've been here before. There wasn't any issues like that. But this is something that like okay, y'all need to like the next time if they were planning an event, and if they're thinking, hey, we may do it here again. Like you may have to
I
think
think
about it.
people
Like
should start
think twice
boycotting
if you're actually.
happening.
Which side? Sorry.
I'm saying if they're
Yeah,
planning to have it at that venue again, then people need to start boycotting because I mean I'm not gonna support I'm not gonna support someone who disregards attendee safety
Mhm.
over profit. You've built this image and you've built yourself up and you're working with all of these conventions just to make it go away like that by not saying anything.
Mhm. I mean, let's give the owners the benefit of the doubt. Maybe they didn't know. It didn't cross their mind. Like, who would shoot at somebody dressed up as Naruto, right? You know, there are a lot of people that just don't give a shit about like other people's lives.
Profit over people.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Houston, correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section. Houston is one of the biggest cities in the world when it comes to human trafficking.
Yeah. We are the
Unfortunately,
sex
sadly,
trafficking
yes.
capital of the US.
We are either one of the biggest or we are number one when it comes to human trafficking.
Let me look it up actually.
Houston is so massive that crime happens all the time. I hate to break it to some people, but there have been gang violence. There has always been gang violence, gang shootings. Especially if you grew up around that shit. That shit is normal. You just gotta duck and hope for the best. Is it a fucking problem? Absolutely.
So
This
as
is
of right,
not new.
so actually, one of the number one city based on what I'm seeing is San Diego, California. Unfortunately, for human trafficking.
Always Cali.
Yeah, unfortunately,
Cali's
Cali.
got to one up everybody and everything. Being stupid, cost of living, cost of gas, crime. They always got to one up everybody in the country in every category that they shouldn't be one upping everybody. It's bad. It's horrible. Like gang violence is horrible. This has been around for a long time, and people want to pretend like it's brand fucking new. Like this hasn't been a thing. Like I understand that not everyone grew up around this shit, but a lot of us did.
Yep.
Like not like, dude, I went in my middle school. You couldn't be an open nerd. You got your ass whooped if you liked anime. Like if you liked Pokemon, like
A clo-
there wasn't a lot of
like
anime back then.
a closeted weeb, basically.
Yeah, pretty
That's
much.
the best
Like,
way to
oh,
describe
you
a closeted
like anime,
geek.
you like those fucking cartoons, and then they kick the shit out of you.
Mm-hmm.
It was horrible. I don't know anything about an R. Kelly evil cult. I'm kind of confused there.
It's just you know how this person who comments like, so we're just gonna.
All right, yeah. So it's maybe they didn't know. Maybe it's the benefit of the doubt. People need to research this shit whenever they're booking venues. Now, maybe he did know. Maybe it's just because oh shit, $500. Man, we've already had it there before. It can't be that bad, right? Like maybe people are just like, and then people will come up with bullshit excuses like the media is just exaggerating. It's not that bad, or
I think
it's never.
everything will be all right. It's gonna be those safe nights.
I mean, and how many people are gonna hold the Weeb Stop accountable for this damn decision? For this decision? For the decision to have it at a venue across the street from a location where apparently drive-by shootings happen like on a weekly basis. And there are going to be those that are going to say, well, the last time I was there, it was fine. Nothing bad happened. Yeah, okay. This shit doesn't happen every day.
Yeah, like one day it could be oh, it's felt pleasant. The next day,
Yeah, it could have been maybe they had a shift change. Maybe the gangsters were off on that Saturday. They just shot it up Friday.
Oh.
Not trying to make a joke, but it's just an example. I mean, it's one of those situations to where it's not a good look for the it's not a good look for Weepstop because they haven't said anything. They haven't said a single word. It's almost like it didn't happen. Like we're making this shit up to make them look bad.
yeah. Because another thing too, keep this in mind because a lot of people were like, I think I brought it up earlier that some people when they bring up like, oh, the shooting happened at the Weebstone thing, people are gonna think with the store. It's like news, like it's gonna cause a lot of confusion to the point where they have to like the Weebstop has to like say something because they're like, oh no, we have to like make this clear to people. It's like, okay, we have to like address everything, a lot of situations. We have, basically their PR, it has to be a PR. They have to like public relate. They have to release statements because if they don't, it's gonna probably develop a lot of bad reputations. And basically, it's like stop the bleeding. I don't know. That's a good analogy for it.
Yeah, that's a good one. So this is like an open wound.
Mhm.
Instead of addressing it and trying to help it heal, they're gonna just let it bleed out, and when it stops, it stops.
I think the longer they take to say something, I think it's just gonna make them look bad. It's Monday. It happened Saturday.
2 days ago, yeah.
2 days ago. They maybe have like to maybe I give them maybe till Wednesday to say something, and then after that, I think they're just trying to hide it.
No, fuck that. They got until tomorrow.
They got till some. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like if they don't say anything by Tuesday or tomorrow or Wednesday, they'll just pretty like, okay, whatever, we're just gonna move on. But I'm sure
and then people are
about
going to
it.
be okay with that. By the way, people are going to be absolutely okay with it because it's the Weep Stop. They're an anime venue because anime is fucking sacred.
Oh, you know what? I just checked their most recent post. They limited the comments on the post on their most recent post about their event.
Yeah, they know they're gonna get a
Knew
lot.
they knew people was gonna start saying shit.
What? Mm-hmm. Where's that at?
It's check their page. They made
Weep Stop Houston.
Yeah, they made a post 6 hours ago, and it has 1,800 likes, but only 41 comments.
Maybe I'm on the wrong page then.
Yeah, Weeb
Is
Stop
this
or
is
the Weeb Stop. It's
on Instagram, right?
yeah on its Instagram.
Oh, they're on Instagram.
Yeah, yeah. It says I'm seeing it here too. It says
1,800 likes,
comments on this post has been
41
limited.
comments. That's ridiculous.
Got it. The Weeb Stop. Comments on this. Yep.
But also, to be fair, it's also in collaboration with the cosplayer who posted this.
I mean, yeah.
To be fair. Yeah, in fact, this cosplayer, all of her posts are limited.
So yeah.
Yeah,
So
so
apparently they're limiting it to. They're trying to make sure all the posts to
the
her.
cosplay,
Right.
yeah, her post, yeah.
Yeah, to her post. So
I'll be back.
that is something that.
And you know what's crazy? So when they got slammed under racism allegations, they said something a day later.
Yeah, because that's apparently that's much more damaging than oh shit, there was a shooting across the street. Well, that had nothing to do with us, so it's fine. Don't acknowledge it. Didn't happen. Doesn't exist. So so none of their other posts. Okay, so it's definitely something that they did to that post only, because the other posts are not limited. But I guess because they're a lot older, this one's like these are before, and that one's after the fact.
Yeah.
So it could be one of two things. They're just trying to make sure that all the comments are about her and not about what happened. They want to keep this kind of, if you weren't there and you don't know, then you don't need to. Okay, so pretty much it's like, if you don't know, then you don't need to know. Maybe that's the case. Um, it could be many reasons, but yes, you're right. So absolutely, their post is very limited. The posts are very limited to people that are just simping over I guess the cosplay guest. Step on me. What the hell is wrong with what the fuck? I'm too old for this shit. Yeah, but it is. Comments on this post have been limited. I wonder if anyone has tried to reach out to them. I know several people in our Discord have reached out to them for a statement. Nothing as of yet. It's one of those situations to where they have.
Oh yeah, sorry, you can go ahead.
It's one of those yeah, it's fine. It's one of those situations to where we don't know how they're going to address the matter. Maybe they're just trying to collect their thoughts and come out with like a professional statement.
That's something I could I'll that's like a benefit of a doubt. I'm sure they're probably they're trying to gather all the evidence, all the details they know, and then they'll release something because they don't want to release something and then come out like new stuff emerge. You know what I mean?
Right, but it's already going to be tomorrow. Will be the third day since the incident.
All right.
Yeah, so it's not like.
And I actually got a question for you guys. Do you think something like this could it open like a bunch of other local events like in terms of security? They want to like they have to like increase security. They have to figure out like like they have to do a lot of factors into like when they plan events and all that.
Yeah. Okay. So
Yeah.
it depends on the kind of security that you would get for the kind of location for this kind of
Right.
spot. You're not going to have somebody that's willing to throw away their lives for a couple $100.
Right. Because like my thing is too what I'm like even like Zarek messaged me about this and it's kind of accurate. Unfortunately, it's only a matter of time for when a large shooting like this could be worse for like at a big place like an anime con or a comic con or something like that. Especially compared to their security, you know what I mean?
I didn't want to say anything like that because I don't want to put it out there, but we do have issues, we do have problems, we do have gun violence problems, and you know, nobody sees it as a problem until it happens to them.
Yeah, until it happens to them personally.
Mm-hmm. This is one of those issues to where, like, we're gonna, like I said, they haven't released a statement. This is based on what everyone's been saying in our chat, that they're just trying to shove it under the rug. I don't think that I'm not gonna say that is the case yet.
Mhm.
Actually, nobody has asked the cosplay guest. That's actually, I was thinking about questioning. I was thinking about messaging them, but based on the advertisements for them on here, I'm gonna assume that they're gonna be very difficult to get a hold of.
Mhm.
Oh, maybe not. I'm actually gonna message one of them. Because I didn't know about their Instagram page. If I had known, I would have messaged them sooner. And like I said, I didn't want to I didn't really want to go to this location anyway because Richmond has never been an area that's been like great. The further you go from the down from the Galleria area, like the worse it gets. And there are a lot of bad areas in Houston, especially like people don't like to people say this shit all the time, but Southside has a lot of bad areas.
Mhm. And then that could also be said for the north side too, like Greens Point.
Yeah, Guns Point.
Guns Point.
The further you go up Airline, the worse it gets. Some parts of 59 northbound. I mean, there's a lot of violence in Houston. It's not just concentrated in one area, but the surrounding area also affects your event. Like, you should have known by researching the venue. You should always research a venue. Look at reviews. Oh, there was a shooting over here. One shooting, it's probably not enough to convince me to stay away from a location, but if it happens on a fucking weekly basis, you bet your ass I'm not going there. And if I have to go there, I'm packing. I mean, we have we have people that are nuts that are shooting up schools, buildings, locations, whatever the case. And you just have people that are violent, like gang violent, that could have been. People are saying that it was a gang violent thing. I had believed that until because I had read the article, but I never checked the dates. Could that be the case? Absolutely, that could be the case. Could that have been like maybe somebody was trying to pull them out of their car and they were trying to rob them. The guy shot the guy in defense.
Mhm. There's a lot of scenarios.
There's a lot of scenarios, and there's no point in speculating until we get an official word from the Houston Police Department. But I mean, people are still. Let's just acknowledge the fact that people are still going to go to these events.
Mhm.
Yep.
Like, this could be literally like the next door area could be like the hideout for like a real life Joker, like a real life serial killer. Like, there's a real life Jeffrey Dahmer living in the business next door. But Weebs would still go to this fucking event. Why? Because it's an anime event. Why? Because they have like their wife who cosplayers there and they just want to simp over. There are people that are willing to get shot to spread their oats, which is not going to happen, guys. Like, let's just put it out there. You're not going to get anywhere because a lot of y'all can't even. I've seen some of y'all bitch and complain on the internet, and I'm not talking about anyone here right now. I'm just talking about in general.
Mhm.
Like, I see people all the time, bitch. Oh, what's wrong with me and this and that. And those are the same people that will go to these events. There was a shooting last week. Well, I never had a problem. Like potassium, we were talking about LA and how it's a it's a shithole, and how it's like infested with crime and gang violence. And he was like, "Well, I've lived there for years, and I never had an issue with it." Yeah, but you probably lived in a great area. We're talking about like the barrio, because LA is a shit. Like, there's a lot of places that they tell you to stay away from. Like, don't go to this area, don't go to that area. And he probably didn't go to any of those areas, so maybe he had a good experience. But there are people out there that literally, it's kind of like the movies. You talk about Straight Outta Compton. You
Hmm.
talk about uh, all these other movies with like Boys in the Hood, and you talk about like kind of what is the movie with kind of like that movie about the students in high school that took Stand and Deliver. It's about us.
Another. How
Yeah.
do I teach these kids?
Yes. 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 So
Sorry.
these are like stories and scenarios that are like based off of actual things that have happened in the cities. Like, I was watching American Gangster, and it's like, it's based on a true story. It might be, based on a true story, loosely based on a true story, but you got to keep in mind that a lot of the actual like crime rates, like corrupted cops, like drug use, people dying, shitting, like people will die. The lady dead because she OD'd and there was like shit on her bed because she had shit herself and the baby was crying. This shit happens. It exists. It's out there. And there are people that are just gonna fucking push it under the rug because why? Because you can't fuck with an anime event. Leave them alone. Why are you bringing up old shit? That's in the past. Let it go. No, fuck you. Why am I gonna forgive this kind of shit, this kind of negligence? Because why? Because they could get somebody fucking killed. I've been to one too many fucking funerals in the last 6 months. That's not okay. That's not acceptable. And people are just gonna fucking not give a shit. There are
Yeah.
people that still go to animematsuri not giving a shit about like, oh well, I'm just going to bullshit around anime con. That statement right there, oh, it's an anime con, so I'm just gonna go bullshit around. Like, no, stop supporting this crap.
And also in regards to like, based on what happened on Saturday, there always would be like, well, it didn't affect me, so what's the big deal? Nobody got shot here in the anime con. I'm like, okay, for what if it did?
Right? No.
Or
What if somebody at the event got shot? What if somebody dragged you out of your car and pistol whipped the shit out of you and took the $5 out of your wallet? What if somebody you care about is in a wheelchair for the rest of their life, or they're gone? Whether it's gun violence, whether it's assault, whether it's theft, there is an issue. There is a problem. And this is something they need to address. You cannot let them get away. I have nothing against Weep Stop. If they can step up and be held, and they hold themselves accountable and they promise to do better, I can get behind that. But if they're just going to be like, well, it is what it is. Everyone was fine. We let them all in. We didn't, you know, for a small fee, we let everybody in.
now that would have been really scummy if they actually did do that.
I mean, you never know. I mean,
I mean,
they were checking badges when people were trying to like bum rush them. So, all right,
$40 to get shot.
that's right. If you want salvation, $40. It sounds like a Joel Osteen fucking like motivational speech. If you want to be saved, you must pay. Otherwise, you're shit out of luck. Hell, you go. It's one of those situations that look. No matter what I say, no matter what I do, no matter what I try to preach, I'm not preaching, but I'm just saying there are going to be people that don't agree with me. They think I'm full of shit. They think I'm toxic, and everyone that knows me knows that I'm not afraid. to, hey man, I heard you were talking shit. If you have something to say to my face, you have something to say it to my face. I posted, and this is something that I'm going to kind of address, and then I'm going to move on because this is stupid. I had posted that we were doing the podcast. That's when DJ had reached out to me.
Mm-hmm.
I made the announcement we were doing the podcast, and then I got a random message from somebody I know.
Oh yes, this is the thing you brought up on Discord.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And it was so weird and confusing that I thought I had offended everybody by announcing that we were going to talk about this I made a podcast post saying that we're going to talk about this.
Mm-hmm.
And I took it down immediately because I'm like, oh, maybe it was in bad taste. Maybe it was because I didn't mean to like piss anybody off. Like I wasn't trying to do that. This is an issue that we need to address. Like today, we were supposed to have the best in show cosplay winner for mini con,
Mm-hmm.
but they're not coming on today because we delayed them to next week. So we're gonna review that con next week.
Yeah.
And plus, we have another individual who's coming on the show. Somebody that's friends with Keyblade Sonic. They're coming on the show, and now I need to figure out when I'm going to have them on the show. Now I need to figure out when we're going to do our mental health podcast. Now I need to figure out our schedule because we actually have people coming on the show.
Mhm.
Because I've been doing a lot more. I've realized now that I got to do what Deacon Bacon Rap needs to do and start promoting the show more and shoving like spamming the shit out of it and doing that has actually increased our viewers. Like we're getting
Mhm.
better numbers now. And
Yeah,
I
and all,
realized that I got to put more of an effort.
yeah, and not just Goku does that effort too. Even I do. You know, sometimes people ask me, it's like, oh, you do I'm like, yeah, I do a podcast, and yeah, and all that. Because a lot of people get surprised when I do it. I'm like, yeah, it shows who's really watching, who isn't watching. You know what I mean? But in all seriousness, no, like it helps a lot because marketing is always important. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It just doesn't happen like on the fly. You know what I mean?
Right. No, you're absolutely right. Marketing is very important. And that's something we didn't really market we're not really going to get in too far into that subject. But here's the thing: we are trying our absolute hardest. Now I have to move everything around. Why? Because this is important. This is a priority. This is something that we have to address. This is something that we have to talk about. Move my camera more center so I can. This is something that we can't just shove under the rug. It has to be talked about because we can't let shit like this slide.
Mm-hmm.
This is not. People let animematsuri get away with a lot of their stupid crap. Who would we be if we didn't go after other conventions? Now, we don't just go after you because we heard a rumor. It doesn't work like that. Just because somebody made a post saying that, oh, my ex has a tiny wiener. Oh, breaking news. So-and-so cosplayer, Vienna sausage, details at 9. Doesn't work like that. We need receipts. We need proof. Do you have witnesses? Do you have any kind of proof? Because if we make a show talking shit about a con and none of it's true, guess who the fuck they're gonna sue? They're gonna sue the person that came on the show, and then they're gonna sue us.
Mm-hmm.
And what are they gonna take from me? They're not gonna get shit from me. This is green screen. This ain't real, Judge. I don't got shit under my name. I don't think it's that it. I don't think that it's some people that are. I don't think it's people that are sensitive. I think people care more about themselves. And that seems to be the mentality people are taught, trained. Like, oh, you have to look out for yourself. You have to be out there for yourself. Like nobody's gonna look out for you. That is not always the case. People do have your back. Some people do care. Some people want to help you. But we're all taught that we need to take care. We need to focus on ourselves, and fuck everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
We got to get rid of that mindset. People that want animematsuri to stick around and want WEEB Stop to just keep going are the ones that are being selfish. It's more about selfishness. I've talked to several cosplayers, big name cosplayers. They don't associate with the community anymore. They still go to cons. They still do the cosplay modeling. But no, I'm not a cosplayer. I'm not a weeb. I don't associate with that. I don't associate with that. With them, they don't want to be a part of this community. Like we have to do a podcast about cyberbullying because there are cosplayers that bully other cosplayers. There was a cosplayer that tried to spread fake rumors about me, and you know what I did? I'm like, if you have something to say it to my face.
It sounds cliche, but that's the truth.
But
Yeah.
say it to my face. But you're gonna say it to my face in that parking lot. Because it's about to turn Waffle House parking lot at 3 in the morning in this motherfucker. What?
Wait, we didn't what? Hold up. So in the comments, someone said that the person that the shooting happened did it get shot? Died. I was next to the dude that got hit in line.
Someone got hit.
Wait.
Whoa.
Hold
on.
Whoa. This is new. This is new.
Wait. Okay, so the show normally ends at 10. Thomas, can you come on the show right now? Do you have a Facebook, Instagram? Is there any way you can reach out to me? Can you reach out to me on Instagram so I can you come on the show and talk about that?
Okay, because this is new info that we're getting right now, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, I didn't even know someone got hit on the line.
Did.
So we have reached out to some people and they just didn't want to come on the show and talk about it. I didn't want to say any names, so we haven't been able to get a lot of info because some people are just not flat out not talking about it. Some people, like I said, are just shoving it under the rug. The Weep Stop, I can't officially say that about them because maybe they have a PR person and they just have to wait until they have an official statement written up. But Thomas, if you're still here,
and you
come on the show and
or
talk about that.
Or if you don't feel comfortable, like message us details and
can you message us details? Can you is there any way you can message us any details? Come on the show. You don't have to be on camera. We'll even protect his identity. Thomas the Tank Engine, big old train. Just let us know. This is news, guys. This is definitely different.
Breaking news.
This is breaking. Like only on the Geeks Fiber podcast do we have some shit go down.
Emerging
find
details.
out some new shit. We always discover shit while talking about shit on the show.
That happens a lot. So
yeah,
for those who don't often listen to us, this happens a lot. So just giving you all fair warning.
This is some. It's like that guy that told me. I didn't even finish that story. That guy said when I posted the story and I took it down. This is what he said. So you didn't see this, DJ, but I shared it with on Discord. He commented on my story, and this is what he said: if your appearance is your largest asset, you're gonna do some hoe ass shit. In caps, he said hoe ass shit.
What the fuck does that even mean?
That's what I asked him.
Yeah, it was to the point where he was asking us on the Discord, and then like people were like, "What?" It's like some of us were going like sending gifts to like saying I had a stroke reading this.
It was bad because I responded with what, and then I responded with if you got something to say, dude, say it to my face. And then he says, just venting my words of realism. And then I'm not going to go any further, but this is what I said to him. So you are pissed because I want to talk about the shooting that took place last night near the event. Then he goes, no, it has nothing to do with that. I usually respond with unrelated comments to people's Facebook stories to get their attention.
That's
kind of sad.
Yeah.
And he was like, I'm like Rorschach in this bitch. Nobody understands me.
Rorschach.
I'm complex. I'm like, you need to calm your ass down. Rorschach. Rorschach, didn't he eat like beans out of a can without cooking them? Gross. That guy's gonna That guy was gonna get sick. Yeah, like let us know what you can. If you, I don't know if you're still watching. I know there's a bit of a delay, so we're not gonna hound you. Maybe he did message me. Nope. Who the hell is this? Oh God, I'm tired of these damn spam messages on Instagram.
It's never a dull moment, that's for sure. That is
No, for
pretty
real.
accurate.
Like, what
Pretty
the
accurate.
hell? Like, why are we such a controversial magnet? Like our slogan is literally "We are the voice." Like, we obviously stole that from CM Punk. Let's just put it out there. But like, why aren't other YouTubers talking about this shit? We're not like a big YouTube channel. Our numbers have been fluctuating all night between like 4 and 10 and like 11. Like, we have people watching on YouTube, Facebook, and one person on Twitch. Like, we always have people coming to us with stories, things that they heard. Like, oh, I heard this, and here's some actual proof. And that's when we report on it, when you actually have proof. Like, you know, and that's the thing, we've talked about it several times. We're not trying to be the animematsuri hating channel. Unfortunately, it has come down to that because they do so much dumb shit, and I don't want to be the Weeb Stop hating channel. I don't want to hate on the Weeb Stop. I have nothing against them. They've never wronged me. They haven't wronged anyone except for making dumbass decisions when it comes to cosplayers of color.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. So we're gonna say allegedly. So they allegedly pulled the San Japan. Remember that shit when when the owner had posted that the reason cosplays they had guests of color was because they're not much of a draw.
Yeah.
Yep, it's an actual thing. Look it up.
That's a real thing. We covered this too. So this isn't like something we made up out of thin air. No, this
he even had to step down.
And man, I don't think black cosplayers are appreciated enough. Or just cosplayers of color in general, man. But I think that's a different topic for a different day.
And that is something we will cover in the future. And even as a panel. Cosplay diversity, cosplayers of color.
Yeah, it's like you said, DJ. You know, they don't get the respect. They don't get their flowers. You know, that's the right way to say it. Because some of them are really great, or excellent. You know, I've had a friend of mine. His cosplays are phenomenal, and he's African American. You know, it's like, dude, it's so good, man. It's amazing.
Okay, let me see. Let me see if I can. Sir, that shared that information with us. Are you still here? Did you step out for the night? If you did, it's cool.
Yeah. So in case
found him.
Oh, okay.
I'm reaching out.
So in case we don't get any information by the show's end, we will pretty much give all of you guys an update. We will
do another episode this week because I don't want this to.
Well, not really an episode. We could just give like an update.
Yeah, we can do a power hour. So I have to follow him to be able to message him. So I did start following him. Oh, my friend follows him. Julia. He follows him. I'm not sure. We do have. So I guess we're gonna have to leave it at there for now. Fortunately, we were not able to get any information as to what had happened. Apparently, there was a victim, but crap. I hate Instagram. It's never a dull moment here at the channel.
Yep.
All right, so let's just go over some last minute things before we go ahead and start wrapping up. So we do have several guests. So we did cancel one guest, but we're gonna work with them just to let some controversy die down.
Okay.
All right, so we're just waiting. Like we're gonna work with them because remember, everyone is innocent until proven guilty.
Right.
So he said, she said. We're gonna see how everything works out. We don't take sides here at the Geeks, however. We try to stay out of this shit.
We basically call it down the middle.
Now we need to because I'm not getting sued. So Mr. John Gremlin, Gremillion. How do you say his last name?
I don't want to butcher it either.
He is the voice of the gentleman villain from My Hero Academia. He has agreed to be a guest on the podcast. We're just waiting on him to check availability on his schedule.
So stay tuned, everybody, for that.
Yeah, stay tuned for that. We do have other guests. We do have other guests coming on the show to talk about mental health, talk about cosplay diversity, talk about cyberbullying. Those are going to be more of the recorded shows. Delta HCon, we're still waiting on their availability.
Mhm.
BotCon will be returning to the podcast to further promote the con. If you don't know, we are submitting panels for the day for BotCon, and we're doing our adult panels at night at Delta HCon, including our big yearly party
Into
celebrating
the Drunkenverse.
into the Drunkenverse. The 15th year of Delta HCon. They had to skip a year because of the pandemic, so this is their 15th. This is their 15th con in 15 years.
Mhm.
So we're celebrating that. We actually have a really cool gift for them. I have the original badge from the very first Delta HCon, the paper printed Delta HCon badge.
Did you get it laminated?
It's always been a little plastic thing. It's in my storage unit. I have to go get it and put it in a frame.
That's cool.
So we're gonna give that to them. Also, just to make some further announcements, we will be applying for San Japan this year. We will be applying for Onicon and Ikicon. This is also Ecchi Expo. We will be applying for Ecchi Expo, Anime Texas, and Colossal Con. Colossal Con in Texas. And
Round Rock.
Colossal Con in Philadelphia.
I thought it was Wisconsin.
Or whatever. Wherever it is.
Oof.
Woof.
Oh, already bad start.
Yeah, already bad start. Well, you know what?
Yeah. It's the one in November, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's in Wisconsin. Yeah. That's in Wisconsin. Yep.
We're definitely reaching out to different people.
Yeah,
Sonic.
Yes,
Sonic
sir.
actually had referred someone to be a guest, and they're going to be on the show too. We're just trying to figure out the schedule because with everything happening, it totally
Yeah,
messed up our schedule.
Yeah, absolutely.
Rick and Rick Otaku Cafe will also possibly be on the podcast to talk about Ushikon.
Oh, that's the store in San Antonio, correct?
Yes, that is correct.
That is the one. Yep. Great place. I'll totally recommend it for anybody who's in San Antonio. You should check them out.
It's now 30% more crime free. Too soon? Yeah, too soon.
Too soon.
But what are your thoughts? What do you think of the con? I mean, what do you think of Weeb Style? Let us know in the comment section. Let us know. Sonic, go ahead and plug your stuff so we can start wrapping it up.
All right. So follow me on YouTube, on Twitter, and both of the Keyblade Sonic. You know, obviously basically the same stuff we do every week. Working on a couple of things. If you see me, I will be at J-Fest this weekend. So if you see me, don't be afraid to say hi. And yeah, that's pretty much what I got.
All right, DJ, do you want to plug in any social media? Anything you got?
You know what? Follow me at DJ Power 45. I rarely post. I'm at a lot of anime events. I'm here, but I'm also never here. Come meet me at Baycon. Waifu Wars 1.5 will be happening over there.
And
War of
the waifus.
The War of the Waifus. And if you see me, come say hi. Don't be afraid to say hi. I'm always chill. I like to talk to people.
Yeah, no, check them out. I'm gonna actually. Do you have Where's the Waifu social media so I can invite them to the show?
To me?
Either one of you.
Oh, what about Ecchi Fiesta in San Antonio? Oh yeah, that's happening too. Ecchi
When is
Fiesta.
that? When is that?
July 27th through the 29th.
Unfortunately, that is Delta HCon. No,
that's like the end of July. July 29th and 30th.
We'll consider it. We'll
Yeah.
consider it because I thought it was around the same time as. Because last year that was around the time that
Delta was at the same weekend as Colossal, same weekend. So yeah, we'll keep that in mind for Ecchi Fiesta.
Yeah, we're gonna start doing now. Comic Palooza being our first con of the year, we're gonna try to do one a month. We definitely have Comic Palooza. We definitely have San Japan. We're definitely applying for Anime Fest.
Anime Frontier in December.
No, sorry. I was texting. Anime Frontier. Which one is Anime Frontier?
In Fort Worth, early December.
I don't know because that's around the same time as Ecchi Expo.
Yeah, we'll see though.
And that's around the time that our season for the year will wrap up, and that's when we all go on like podcast and con hiatus. Because I like to give everybody like everyone here. I don't want them to focus on cons or stuff during the holidays. I want them to focus on their families. So we'll see. We're definitely applying. We can't guarantee that we're going to be at cons because we're panelists now. Can we go as press? Absolutely, we can. But I would rather host panels than just go as press and just
Also,
walk around
because
for 6 hours and do absolutely nothing.
yeah, also because some cons they're like getting a little more strict about it.
I
Like,
mean, we meet the criteria. If we can,
Some
if
of
we
them
can
do,
get in,
not all.
right. I mean, if we can get into Comic Palooza, I'm pretty sure we can get into almost every con. And some of these cons that, oh well,
Yeah. Also, in regards to Comic Palooza, I don't know if this is happening this year, but I heard if you are a member of Costco, you could actually get like passes for like good deals.
Really?
Yeah, for what I've heard. I think someone told me they used to work at Costco. They would get like 2 for like the price of 1 or something like that. And I'm like, whoa, okay, if that's the case.
Ooh. I might have to hit up Comic Palooza for the first time then.
It's a great con. It's definitely fun. The panels are out. So some of their panels are actually out in the dealer's floor, which I don't like, but other people like that. I don't get it. But it's definitely fun to watch. So go ahead and check it out at comicpalooza.com. You can get your badges right now. It's only a matter of time before they go up. As a matter of fact, I think they're done going up.
Yeah, I think they're gonna start like taking them out online. You have to pay at the door, probably within like a week or 2 before the con. I think.
Right. Yeah. So so they definitely have Rick Gonzalez, who is from Arrow, Law and Order. They have Colton Haynes, who is also from Arrow. So they got Stephen Amell, who's also in Arrow.
Yeah, so they're
Teenage
getting a lot
Mutant
more
Ninja
guests this
Turtles,
year.
Heels. They got the Chad L. Coleman, who was in The Walking Dead. They got Christopher Judge, the voice of Kratos in the God of War video game and God of War Ragnarok.
Hey, if you know anybody who's got the God of War like merch, there's a place, perfect place.
I got the games. I haven't signed the games.
There you go, perfect.
They also have William Shatner. They got Carl Urban from The Boys, who's
Billy Butcher.
Billy Butcher.
That's Billy Butcher, and they got Homelander.
They got Homelander coming in there. Anthony Starr. They also have. They only have 2 professional wrestlers, but they have anime guests such as Jason Douglas, Colleen
Clickenbeard, aka Luffy,
and also Dragon Ball Z Kai, Teen Gohan and Teen Gohan, and Kid Goku in the flashbacks. Paul Castro Jr. Never heard of any of the shows he's on. Cosplay guest. They got literature guests. And they got all kinds of guests. So make sure you check them out. It looks like a lot of fun. Definitely, there are some autographs that I need to get.
Yeah, I kind of look forward to some of them too.
All right, and so just to share with y'all, we were talking about the badges. So let me actually look that up. Actually, we'll just provide that to y'all next week. All right, guys. So if we have another update, if we have any more information, we're going to do another show this week, but it's going to be a short show. It's not going to be a whole dedicated podcast episode. And then we'll do a pre-recorded episode and talk about like more of this situation as we find out, because more and more information is going to come to light as time progresses. Now that the dust is being settled, there's an investigation underway. We're trying to find out the who, the what, the when, the where, the why. We will definitely get more information, but let's just acknowledge the fact that there is a problem with gun violence. Doesn't matter on what side of the political spectrum you are in. People need to acknowledge the fact that there is an issue, and in the state of Texas, unfortunately, they try to solve gun violence with more guns. Instead of legalizing and decriminalizing stuff like weed, how about we just give you a bazooka? All right, guys, if you haven't already, make sure you follow us on Instagram, follow us on Facebook, follow us on Twitch, follow us on the YouTubes, the book faces, the Instacarts.
The gram of his
Yeah, the grams. Follow us on the grams. Follow us on the hubs of porn. Follow us on all of the above. Fan fiction. Follow us on
the Haven of hentai.
Follow us on
the tweets.
Follow us on the Tweeter birds. Follow us on the do something strange for some change.com. Follow us on the hollaforadollar.com. Follow us on the tickleyourpickleforanickel.com. We're just making up websites at this point. All right, guys. My name is Jesse Goku, also known as King Mexico. I will see everybody at the Japanese Festival and Free Comic Book Day this weekend. I might see y'all Sunday at Japanese Festival and Saturday during Free Comic Book Day. I will also be releasing TikTok videos on Friday during Cinco de Mayo.
Which location you plan to hit up, Goku, for Free Comic Book Day?
Whoever can give me a ride to whatever location, I'll let you know for sure.
Yeah, I'll probably so let me know. So maybe we'll do like a little Geeks 5 Ever live from
live from Bedrock City Comics. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We're surrounded by overpriced toys and overpriced comics, and the free comics that we do get, they're kind of shitty. All right, good night, everybody.
All right, see y'all next week. Sorry, man. Don't think I'm gonna comment.